Bonjour and welcome to this video. Today we'll be continuing chapter 2 and doing topic 2.2, which is completing the square. You should have done this in GCSE. Completing the square means putting a quadratic into the form x plus a squared plus b, or if there is a number in front of the x squared term, a and brackets x plus b squared plus c. The main reason we do this is so that there is only one x term, for example, which only appears once in the expression, which makes it easier to do questions. Firstly, it helps us solve quadratics, as we can figure out roots of the expression without using the quadratic formula. Secondly, we can figure out the turning point of an expression when sketching quadratics. If we expand completed squares, for example in this case x plus 7 squared and x plus minus 3 squared, we can find a pattern that the x term is always double that of the a term inside the bracket, which is shown from the box on the right, which is taken from the textbook. And it says the textbook uses the formula x squared plus bx, which gets x plus b over 2 squared minus b over 2 squared. And similarly, ax squared plus bx plus c gives us a outside the brackets of x plus b over 2a squared plus c minus b squared over 4a. However, I wouldn't recommend remembering these equations, as this may take a longer time than actually completing the square. But that's just my choice. What if you had no c term in this case? What if you had x squared plus 10x? Using the formula given, have a go at the question. So you should get x plus 5 squared minus 25, which should be fairly simple, since we only want x squared plus 10x. However, x plus 5 squared gives you a positive 25 at the end. As we don't want it, we minus 25 from it to get ourselves x squared plus 10x. Have a go at these further questions. The first one, same as the question before. You half the x term, and you should get x plus 4 squared minus 16. Second question, you should get x minus 1 squared minus 1. The third question, you should get x minus 3 squared minus 2. Now have a go at these questions. I would recommend removing the number in front of the x squared term, as it would make things much easier. So for the first question, you should have got 2 outside the brackets, x plus 3 squared minus 26. As you remove the 2 from, as you factorize 2 from the expression, and then you do completing the square normally, and then expand the bracket and put 2 back in. For the second question, I would recommend putting it in ax squared plus bx plus c form, as it helps us to the completing the square easier. Factorize minus 3 out, and finally you should get 8 minus 3 x minus 1 squared. Have a go at these questions. So firstly, you should factorize 3 out, giving you x squared minus 8x plus 2. Do completing the square, which should give you x minus 4 squared minus 16 plus 2, as you only want a plus 2, which is simplified to x minus 4 squared minus 14. Expand the bracket, multiply everything by 3, and that should give you 3x minus 4 squared minus 42. For the second question, I would rearrange the formula to give you minus 5x squared plus 20x plus 3. Expand the bracket to give you that. What I've done here is not taken out a factor of 5 from the 3, as this would give us fractions, and which does make it a bit trickier. However, this is A-level maths, and tricky is the norm, which should give you the answer 23 minus 5x minus 2 squared. Solve this by completing the square. As always, factorize out 3 in this case. Complete the square. You should get x minus 4 squared minus 14. Expand the bracket. Move 42 to the other side. Divide by 3. Square root the equation, which should give you plus and minus root 14, as if you square positive root 14, you get 14, and if you square a negative root 14, you also get 14. So we have to take into account both answers. Move the 4 to the other side, and x should be given as 4 plus root 14 or 4 minus root 14. Have I got this equation? As always, take out the 5. This time it includes fractions, which gets a bit harder. Complete the square, which should give you x minus 6 over 5 squared minus 21 over 25. Expand the bracket, which should give you that. Move the 21 over 5 to the other side. Divide that by 5. Square root everything, making sure to include the plus and minus symbol in front of the square root. Move 6 over 5 to the other side, and that should be your answer. For a final extension, prove this question. You should have got this, which simply incorporates completing the square and the quadratic formula and how they are very similar. Thank you for listening to this video. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and have a nice day.